So she always tells me only one thing: life is full of challenges. You have to face them and overcome them.
Dear Nectareanz, greetings from your CNK, a podcaster, life coach, and a spirited idealist. Welcome to a podcast, Nectars Within. It's a podcast where we are gonna unleash our potential together through ideas, thoughts, and extraordinary stories of ordinary people. Dear Nectarians, in today's episode, we are going to have a heart out talk with Dr. Vasa, a very special guest of mine. Before even I introduce her, let me give you a small picture about her. She is not only a doctorate with 40 plus years of experience working across continents as a scientist, researcher, and a professor, guiding more than 1,000 students. And I take immense pleasure to tell that I'm one amongst those 1,000. She was not only heading the Department of Biotechnology and Research Wing in a prestigious university at India, but she is someone who took that courageous step to avail a volunteer retirement at the age of 60 to pursue her vision for her life, which was to become an entrepreneur in the field of sewing, with a bigger purpose to empower women and disadvantaged people. According to me, this made her extraordinary. With no further ado, join me in welcoming our first guest of our show, Dr. Vasa. Welcome, Dr. Vasa, or dear Vasa, how I like to tell. And how are you today?
Good morning, Kiran. I'm doing great, especially because you are interviewing me.
That's too much. But I'm much obliged with that comment. And so, how is Mysore? Like I knew you are there in Mysore. How is I miss Bangalore, which is nearby Mysore. So, how is it?
Mysore is a great place to live. Retirees paradise, I should say. Lot of trees everywhere. So lot of birds. I think you can hear the bird sound at the back. We live almost very close to nature.
Yeah, even and I just knew that it will be always topping the list of India's most cleanest city, right? So I love Mysore, especially the historic background that it has. And now I would like is there anything like to tell about that?
Yeah, you should come to Mysore next time when you come to India.
Sure, very sure. And with that note, before I get into a story, I knew it was so fascinating when I just went through your entire journey, narrating your story in my podcast. There are a lot of high notes and low notes and a lot of things, which is so fascinating. But there's one funny note which was so curious for me. You kept telling I'm an all-rounder, but except singing. I was like, okay, I need to know the reason behind why you don't sing.
My voice is a very bass voice, suitable more for teaching than for singing.
Probably that is an assumption.
Maybe, but during my childhood, since I felt so, I learned Veena to compensate not learning music because I love many arts, including music. It can be in any form. So I chose an instrument for that.
Okay, now we are going to torture you, asking you to sing. Ah, we are not going to do that. But I like to tell you that you got to be in this Gen Z generation. You're already there, You are meant to sing now because the most famous singers now all have this bass voice. So you have a good opportunity. Stop your coping mechanism, okay? Start singing. No pressure, but at least can you quote a couple of couplets or poem if not singing.
Yeah, that I can do because I can recite a few lines in Tamil, which is very close to my heart. Of course, this was composed by me. Can you read it in Tamil?
Please go ahead.
It is about my mother. தன் உயிர் கொடுத்து என் உயிர் வளர்த்தாய், இப்புவி காண எனக்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பளித்தாய், அன்பு தந்தையாக அரவணைத்தாய், நீயே எந்தன் முதல் ஆசானானாய். The gist of this is she sacrificed so many things and gave birth to me. In fact, she fell very sick during pregnancy, post delivery too, and I was told that my uncle had to donate blood to give her the strength. So she really literally suffered to give birth to me, and then it is because of her I am here today. That is, இப்புவி காண எனக்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பளித்த. You gave me a chance to be born in this world, to do whatever I have done till now, including the interview what you are doing today. அன்பு தந்தையாக அரவணைத்தாய். She was like a father to me because I lost my father at a very, very young age. And நீயே எந்தன் முதல் ஆசானானாய். You are my first guru. So this is just a gist of the poem which I composed in memory of her on her 100th birthday celebration within the family members.
I like to tell you that what you're talking is something gave me goosebumps. It's not only heart touching to me, it's heart wrecking. I knew, especially she was your father as well, and the way she suffered during delivery. Oh my God, a royal salute for her. And I knew when I was narrating a story, she played a very significant role. I give you a situation. Forget, I take you timelining. Think about your life with your mom and discounting and without your mom. So how that will be there? Can you just compare and elaborate?
Without my mom, I'm nothing. I'm zero. That's what in nutshell I can say. With my mom, I am everything what I am today. Because she was my mother, she was my father, she was my teacher, she was my friend with whom I could confess everything. She was my philosopher, she was my role model, and she was a great source of inspiration for me. I used to admire her in each and every action of hers. She poured in the love of a mother to me and also poured in the knowledge of a father to me at the same time. I really wonder how it is possible for her to do, not today, not in this era. I'm talking about 50, 60 years back. I always tell my daughter, you are not lucky to have a mother like what I had.
I'd like to just also add some flavor here. The timeline is in post-independence, which is 1950, 1947. That's what's happening. And I knew how rigorous the society was then, especially against women, especially against a serving woman, single parent. Despite all, during that time, she had the most modernist thought process, which is to educate all her children, not only education, also put them in all extracurricular skill based activities. That was so astonishing. Can you, quote us and let us know a couple of incidents in your life which made you to realize her modern mindset?
My mother had lived both pre independence and post independent days. See, she has seen the struggle of the nation, the community, the individual people, women especially, when they are succumbed to different situations. So she always tells me only one thing: life is full of challenges. She always used to quote me the stories of historical queens or mythological stories, and a lot from the pre Independence Day struggles of leaders, common man, the government, how they suffered or how they had to struggle to overcome the difficulties what they were put in, and how finally we got independence. And by doing so, she also said that we all have the responsibility to give back to the society or give back to the community which has brought us to any level, irrespective of the cadre. It is our responsibility to give back to the society. So that strongly entered my mind even from my childhood, I should say that.
Is there any example for that? Any interaction that you had your mom you like to share? Any specific incident kind of, yeah?
See, whenever I used to take part in competition, many times I win prizes, and sometimes I don't. I come and confess to her. I discussed with her. I told you, she was my friend too. Like how I could easily express all my feelings to her, and then she said, "No, it's okay. Participation is more important than winning." Second thing she told me was, "You have to post-mortem the particular incident. If you have failed in that, or if you are not fared to your satisfaction, just dissect out and see whether have you put in enough hard work or enough homework for that. In spite of that, whether you are not won, or are there any good qualities better than yours in others which gave them the victory." So that made me really feel that yes, it is good that I face such situations to learn lessons. I would like to tell one more example, typical example of her modern thought was itself is about my marriage.
And now, I'm not going to go in a sequential manner of your life. So now I timelined you in the past with your mom. What I sense is, in one word, from a third person view, your mom is simply awesome. And what I observed is she should be a taskmaster, right? Taskmaster. 9 kids, enabling everybody. Was she a taskmaster as well?
No, she was a very soft ringmaster, I should say. I have never ever seen her raising her voice against any one of us.
Ah, that's lovely.
I have neither seen her crying too, except two occasions. She was a very strong lady, I should say that. Iron lady she was. She will not appear like that, very calm and composed. That is her style of winning the hearts. That is her style of educating us or training us. She was a voracious reader, I should say. She used to read lot of storybooks, historical events, and everyday's newspaper. No, sometimes when I have to know something urgently, I go to my mother. I ask her, "Amma, please tell me what I have only 2 minutes time before going to school. Can you tell me something about this?" Instantly, I used to get points from her.
She was your Google by then, right?
Yes, I should say so. She was a ready reckoner. And when I used to take part in oratorical contest, so she used to contribute a lot. You know, she used to read a lot. I said, especially Bharatiya's Kavidihal. Well, she was very favorite, and she had a good voice. Unlike me, she used to sing them. See, unfortunately, we don't have a recording of my mother's singings or voice because it was long back. Though those days, the technology was not permitting that to do, but she used to sing very nicely. So whenever I asked her, also she used to readily sing for me. And as I was telling, if there is any competition, if I want some points, she will give me the first hand information. Then I have to sit and elaborate. or I will go to her with my views, and then she will either accept to that, or whatever she differs in that, she will tell nicely with examples. And then I used to elaborate it for my presentation, whether it is essay competition or oratorical competition. She used to contribute a lot.
It's just amazing fact that you shared us with. But here, I like to contribute a fact also. As you know, I'm a life coach and I did a lot of studies on psychology and human mind. And the one point which everyone tells, it could be philosophy, it could be science and everything, is to be calm and composed. That is a biggest strength even at the time of toughness. It's not being arrogant. The calm, composed, and being strong enough is the ultimate strength. That's something I learned theoretically. But when I get to know there was one person who was actually living that, it was like, a living example for me. That was my takeaway from your mom's life, like a royal salute again. And as you said, she was your ringmaster. Anything else you like to add on?
No, she carried herself very gracefully, I should say. Everybody used to love her because she was very calm, composed, highly hospitable, very strong, very strong.
That's an living example of old philosophy, which something I relate to. It could be Chinese, Indian, and Greek. That's something they talk about it. It's so amazing, to know that. And coming back to my question, I told, was she a taskmaster? You told she's a ringmaster, right? Now I'm going to just do a next time travel, just to your future or current you. There is also a new ringmaster in your house. You know who is she? Your granddaughter, right? I like to talk about it.
I see a lot of parallel characters between my mother and my granddaughter. It is so surprising to see. See, exactly like my mother, like my granddaughter also, she never used to demand, like, but she knows how to get the things done. She always tells, Pati, I know that you are good at sewing. Can you please do it for me? So you can never say no.
Exactly.
Uh, yeah, and then the second correlation what I found between my mother and my granddaughter was my mother also insisted that, or she inculcated that we have the social responsibility or societal responsibility. Same thing I am finding it in my granddaughter in a different way. She is just 8 years old. She is not a very big girl. She came to me one day and she said, Pati, that is the way she addresses me, that means grandma. I have got an idea. I am going to form a team with my friends. We will design clothes. You make the clothes, and then we are going to distribute it to the homeless people. It was
Wow.
really, yeah,
Astonishing. Next level thought process. Oh my God. See,
yes,
just eight
really.
doing this? Oh my God.
Yeah,
Please go ahead.
you won't believe she does that. She did it to me, and I was so surprised. Oh, what a thought she is having! She is having the mind to serve for the society, which I salute her for whatever she is. And she comes to me with different patterns. She wrote the details to me, and she came on video call, described what she wanted, and I could see a creator in her. And she was motivating me further. One more incident, maybe I should share with you, Kiran. Generally, at the age of 6, most of the kids have the liking for a particular toy. Being a girl child, we thought she would like to take that. And you know what she did? I had made a sling bag, small sling bag for her. She said she wants to take it to the school. And she went and explained the bag and giving all the credit to me. She said this was made by my grandmother, and whatever I want, she makes for me. So she made me star in her school. So next time when I happen to visit her school, her teachers were telling she was always in appreciation of you. Always she talks about you. So that is how she encourages my sewing. Most importantly, she has started learning to sew. That is really making me very, very, very happy.
At this age, you mean? Oh, wow.
She has just started. Not that she can make things. No, we don't give the machine under her care exclusively without any supervision. I would like to be there. Still, I am the protective grandmother. I would like to be there. I don't want her to have any accident while she is using the machine. But she has a keen interest on it. I'm very happy about it.
Very nice. Very nice to hear this sweet memory. And to add to the point, Rome is not built overnight. And she just started, that's how the Rome would be built. And it's so amazing to know this. I never knew this part of your child, but something which on moment I just thought is nowadays we live in a most volatile, or there are some people who steal someone's work, they don't even give credit to it. But then I see now a 6 years old child who wants to give credit to actual person is a big learning for people around. That's a big takeaway, I would say, for me, maybe for some of the listeners, to give credit to the actual person. So that's a good takeaway. And it's really a hard hitting fact, for people around, because that's not really, happening in most of the cases. What do you think about that?
Exactly. Because, see, this is a world where you get very pretty things in the shop. Just pay some money, you get it. But always she used to insist that I should make her outfits or I should make something exclusively for her. She enjoyed using them, not that she did not want only the store bought things. She loved using them. She was very proud that made by her grandmother. Don't you think that this is what else I can ask?
This is a magical, I would say it's an angel on earth kind of moment. I love to just meet her at times. Maybe offline, I like to just have a chat with her because I'm quite inspired.
Very interesting. I am teaching her, while I teach her to run the machine, I teach her the mechanism behind the working of the machine. And she remembers even now if I ask her over video, how does the stitch come in a sewing machine, she will tell there are two threads, one is a bobbin, everything. She, whatever I taught her, she tells. I have taught her what a measuring tool which is used, how many inches are there in 1 foot and how many centimeters are there. No, she is very keen in observing, knowing the details. That's what I'm trying to tell. It is just not that she wants to sew just because she wants to sew. She is interested in knowing the basics of sewing, and she always be interested to know how I learned sewing. How did I come to this stage? That question she always asks me.
She should be a podcaster as well then. In the future. We have another session with her talking about your life. Dear listeners, and that's the episode for today. And I strongly hope that it resonated with you so genuinely. Personally, I had my own share of learning and insights from this heart out talk with Vasa. And let us know what was your takeaway, insight, or spark from this episode through your Instagram comments by tagging the Instagram page of Nectares Within and Vasanthi Umesh Kumar. And also, feel free to follow the Instagram page of Vasanthi Umesh Kumar and stay connected with her unique products made with a big heart and a greater purpose. With that note, thank you so much once again for your time and listening. It means a world to me. And stay tuned and keep supporting our cause by subscribing to Nectares Within and clicking on the bell icon. And if you think, really think, these insights help someone, somewhere, and somehow, please share it with them. Let's spread the sparks and spread our nectars together. Thank you. Till then, namaste and vanakkam.